Hi, and congratulations on the purchase of your beautiful new S model Sentra. This is an amazing vehicle. It drives fantastic and it is superb on gas. I know we covered a lot during the delivery of this, so I want to make sure that nothing got missed feature-wise, and that if you have any questions, you have something to refer back to. With that said, should you have any questions after this, please feel free to call, text, or email me with any additional questions. I'd be more than happy to answer them for you. Let's have a look at the features on this beautiful vehicle. Alright, we're going to start right here at the steering wheel. On our right side of the steering wheel here, we've got our cruise control. So we turn this on, and we see up the top here we have an indicator. From there you can simply set by pressing down, or resume after you've already set it by pressing up. You can cancel either by hitting there or tapping the brake. If you need to slow down your cruise, you can just tap down a couple times or push it up a few times to add some speed to it. Below that, we've got our Bluetooth hands-free right here. So this feature allows you to make and take phone calls hands-free. Really nice feature, super simple to set up. Just hit this button here and follow the voice prompts. Make sure that you're in the Bluetooth settings on your phone before doing so. It's going to tell you what to look for and how to connect it. After you've connected, there will be one or two messages that follow asking to allow your address book to load in. On the left side of our steering wheel here, and it is a little harder to see, I'll shade this for a moment there. So at the top we've got source. The source is the source of our audio. So that will go from AM to FM to CD to Bluetooth to auxiliary. Lots of options there that it'll allow you to go through. The next button down is our enter button. So while we have the radio on, simply by tapping up or down, we'll actually go back and forth through the presets on your radio. Next button down is our volume, up and down, and then these two buttons here are for our driver assist display right up here. So right now we're on the home screen there. I'm going to turn the cruise back off. If I hit this button right here, this will cycle through the different screens that show up here. So our home screen is here. If I hit this, we go over to average speed, and this will show you the average driving speed over the life of your vehicle. And if you want to reset that, simply press and hold this button here, and you'll see it goes back to dashes. So if we press that button once, we come over to trip A. It will show you your total driving time as well as your distance that you've driven. Again, simply press and hold this button to reset everything on that screen. As we press it again, we come over to trip B, same thing. Next screen over is your average fuel economy. So again, you can reset this simply by pressing and holding this button in here. This will show our average fuel economy for the time that you've driven. Now, with the audio on, and I am going to turn this back on so that we can see what's going on here. This shows me what's going on my radio. Now, right now it says FM1. There's an FM1 and an FM2, and you get 6 presets on each. As I mentioned, by pressing this button up or down, and we see that we're on preset 6. If I go down, I go to 5 and 4, and by going up, I go back up through them. We have our volume button right here, which will allow me to change the volume on the radio, but I can see what's going on all the time right here. So by hitting the source, I go FM2, Bluetooth, auxiliary, AM, back to FM, and if you have a CD in, that is an option as well. So we're going to hit this button down here again to go to the next screen. Driving aids is related to your automatic emergency braking in the front. So the way that works, if you have a vehicle in front of you that suddenly stops, or you're catching up too fast on the vehicle in front of you, either because it's parked or it's hit the brakes, whatever the case may be, it's going to beep at you from inside the vehicle, and then the gas pedal is going to push back against your foot. From there, you have to react. If you don't react within a couple seconds, it's going to apply the brakes for you to avoid the oncoming collision with the vehicle in front of you. So it is a safety feature, and the whole point is to help avoid you getting in an accident head on. Our next screen here is for any warnings. This will show you what's going on, whether you've got low wiper fluid, a door that's not fully shut, or any other warning. Typically, you will get a yellow exclamation mark show up in a triangle here. The initial warning that pops up, you can get rid of simply by pressing the enter or back button down here. And then you can come back to this screen to see what the warning is, because there's a chance that you may have multiple warnings, and to get rid of them, all you do is fix the issue. So if it's a low wiper fluid, simply put some wiper fluid in, and that will make the warning go away. Our last screen over is our settings screen. So lots of different settings in here. I absolutely recommend going through them. Play with whatever you want. And I know that sounds kind of funny. However, don't be worried about messing anything up, because if I come all the way to the bottom, I have a factory reset, which will take it right back to where it's at right now. Down on the left side of the dash here, we have a couple buttons. We have our traction control that I highly recommend just leaving alone. Unless you're familiar with driving with the traction control off, all that does is potentially cause some issues. Most people do it during the winter, and the wheels will spin up a little faster, but you risk the vehicle sliding side to side. So I just recommend leaving that alone. Sport mode is going to change how your motor reacts. So you'll notice that your RPMs will jump up right away. The motor will be a little more responsive though. So if you need to get out and around somebody in a hurry on the highway, that will allow your motor to be a little more responsive, give you that extra little bit of pep that you need to get around them. I don't recommend driving in sport mode as it is harder on gas. Eco mode, on the other hand, is exactly what you want for fuel economy. It will get you much better fuel economy. You can drive in eco mode on a regular basis. However, the one thing I will caution you on, if you do that, pulling away from a dead stop, or if you try and get out and around somebody quickly, it's going to feel a little bit sluggish compared to when you're in regular mode or sport mode. Now, just to show, if I hit sport mode on my dash up here, I get an indicator that says sport. If I hit eco, it shows under my park indicator. So that's how you know whether you're in sport, eco, or, as we are right now, regular mode. Next up, we're going to have a look at the center console and our display. In this beautiful vehicle here, we have a really nice display for our radio. Now, I'm going to put it in reverse for a second, and we'll see it has a beautiful backup camera. Now, we do have some distance hash marks here, 2 green, a yellow, and a red. As long as you stop by that red hash mark, you have room to move in the back of your vehicle so that you have easy access to the trunk on it. Should you need to get a little tighter in your parking, that is your bumper across the bottom of the camera there, so you can get in as tight as the bumper on it. So this shows me what's going on. As I mentioned, we've got FM1, FM2, AM, we've got CD, and then we've got auxiliary, USB, and Bluetooth. If you find this display distracting while you're driving, even though your music is on, and I'll turn this up a little bit so that we can hear in a moment, you can turn your display off. So let's turn our radio up. So your music continues to go even though we've turned off the display on it. And the beauty of that is, on our center driver assist display over here, I can still see what's going on the radio. So we'll turn that back on, and we're going to turn this back down. Seek and track will find the next radio station up, or if you're on Bluetooth or CD, it will skip tracks for you. This will connect directly to an iPod menu. That's what the button is for, and bring up anything specific to your iPod. We have a back button here. So one of the things I do want to show you is in relation to how to set your clock, because that is a very common question that we do get. Simply by pressing the Enter Settings clock button here, if I want, I can set up a Bluetooth device right from here, or I can go down and I can change my audio settings. But if I scroll right down, I have a clock. So from here, if I push the button, I can change my hour now, up or down. Same for my minutes. And when I press it one more time, it comes out, and we see my clock is set. From there, I simply hit the back button, and I'm back here. So you're gonna have to do that twice a year for daylight savings time, when the clocks go forward and when they go back. So hopefully that will make that nice and easy. Down below here, we have our climate control. So we've got our fan right here. Turn the AC back off. We can pick and determine where our airflow is going to go with these buttons. And then we have our rear defrost, which, if you have heated side mirrors, will activate the heated side mirrors. Really nice feature on this. Last up, we have a couple quick simple features here. We have our lights over here on our turn indicator, so park lights, regular lights. On the side here, we've got our dimmer for our dash, so when your lights are on, it'll determine how bright it is. This is your side mirrors right here, so pick left or right or center once you're done, and then adjust your mirror from here, and your trunk release is right here. Simply put your finger in and push down, and that'll open the trunk. On our wipers over here, once up is your mist wiper, so if you just need one swipe, just tap it up once and that'll do that. Once down is intermittent, and from there you can use this dial to set the speed that you have on intermittent. One more down puts you on low, and then the bottom one is on high. That is just about all of the features that we have in the Sentra S. Congratulations again on the purchase of your beautiful Sentra S model. It is a fantastic car. You're going to find it drives like a dream, and the comfort is second to none. I know that you're going to enjoy this vehicle, and I hope this video helped you go back through the features that we covered during the delivery. If you do have any additional questions or anything that you want to talk about in terms of your vehicle, please feel free to call, text, or email me. My contact info is about to follow, and I look forward to seeing you. Please drop by anytime that you're in for service and say hello, and I will be in touch.